Welcome. You are listening to the Vent Session on the Sister Speak show. Of course, I am your host, Sister Speak, the Sister Speak show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action, a talk show for great minds that create, inspire, impact, and evolve. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through the arts. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through Ayana, but you better call me Sister Speak. What's happening? What's popping? How you feeling? How you living? How you breathing? How you vibing? You better be vibrating high. Are you in warrior mode? You better be, because you already know this is the Rags to Riches season. And yes, this is part 2 of Rags to Riches. The shift your enemies can't stop. 100-fold for your troubles. Apparently, after the commercial break that I took on the episode that I put out for you all, it was straight music. Ain't no talking. Yep. Microphone off. And that is just the live reality, the actualities. And I feel like the bloopers and just the vibe sometimes that happens. You know, it happens. But guess what? I'm back. And you got a good dose of some encouragement from part 1. And you're going to get some good encouragement from part 2. I'm not going to leave y'all hanging. I know y'all were like, Sister Speak, ¿dónde está? Where are you? Did y'all put an Amber Alert out for me? Like, I think somebody got her. Oh, no. Did they kidnap her in the village? Somebody done got Sister Speak. Did they block her throat chakra? Y'all was doing return to senders. Was y'all rebuking? Y'all was probably checking y'all phone, adjusting the volume, trying to see. Did y'all shake your phone? Trying to see what was popping, like what happened to Sister Speak. She said she'd take a break and broke. But I am here. I want to welcome my first-time listeners, and I want to welcome back my faithful listeners. You are amazing. And I thank you so much for the downloads. We have reached 16K plus downloads, and it's all because of you all, my international listening audience. Shout out to Cambodia, Jordan, Turkey, Turkmenistan. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Albania, Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, all over the world. Let me just say this. I want to say thank you to all the continents. Thank you so much, because I have a strong international listening audience, and I'm grateful for you all. And I'm glad that this truth, this spirit and truth is traveling. Okay. The Most High God's way will be. It always will be. His will be done. That's just what it is. And the assignments are serious, and the rewards are beautiful. I want to thank you all for tuning in to the Sister Speak Show Network, which is rated R for strong thoughts, language, and ideas. To my first-time listeners, water and scuba gear. Water is what you're going to need when listening to any episode, because but first the water, because of the clarity, the peace, the harmony, and your body needs it. It is an essential element when it comes to your walk. in fighting Beelzebub and his witches and demons and imps and all of the attacks that come your way. You need to be 100% charged, not 82%, not 52%, not 3%. If you're on 3% right now, ooh, you're dehydrated. And that is a spell that the enemy will send your way for you to be dehydrated, because if you're dehydrated, you cannot function, you cannot go, and you will put yourself in the position, you'll be put in a position to where you may fall out. And you don't want to fall out. Falling out is not okay, because depending on where you are, oh my goodness, you don't want to be in that type of peril. And that's what the enemy wants to be in peril. So scuba gear, so let me just tell you, water all day, all night, period, point blank. If you don't like water, I'm gonna think you're a witch. I don't want you to be no witch now. But if you are a witch, we got a lot of return descendants for you. And you're not going to be victorious. Anyway, scuba gear, because self-contained underwater breathing apparatuses are needed when you dive deep into the leagues of the sea, in order to be able to maintain your breath and your ability to live in a deep conversation. A conversation that some people may be afraid to have because it's tense, it exposes, it leaves you at a crossroads for making a major decision, because the epiphany is here, the choice is here, and you have a decision to make about which way you're going to go in your life. And we don't want you to drown. Scuba gear. There are some people who are afraid to have deep conversations, bold conversations. You know, there are some people out here who have shock podcasts, they have shock, YouTube channels where they're just doing it just for the likes, just for the, to go viral, just to, let me put this on Do Not Disturb before somebody hates, just to, be seen. I'm so popping in the spirit world that I don't need to be seen in order to be heard. But when you do see me, when I'm outside for real. And that's just a side note. But literally, this podcast is about the village. It's for the village. We don't play any games. We are here to pick up litter, to provide solutions for the pollutions, because my brothers and my sisters we are in danger. We are in need of serious cleansing, healing, resurrection, rejuvenation, resuscitation, all of it. And the Sister Speak Show is about my warriors. It's about my brothers and sisters who have been chosen, who are light workers, who have endured, are enduring, and will endure spiritual warfare, who have assignments that are placed inside of them, who have a treasure chest full of assignments, gifts, and talents that are needed for the world. And because of that, you have, people who want that treasure. You have goons, grave robbers, people who really want what you have. They want it. They want it now. They got to have it. They want your identity. They want everything that comes with you. They want your birth chart. They want to be you. They want it. And they hate the fact that they don't have what you have. They have not done the healing, the work. They have become a host for entities to possess them, to execute the work of Beelzebub. They smell like Hades. They have the funk of Sheol on them. Okay? They have a sheen of Gehenna around them. You better read your word. Keep up. This is what this podcast is about. I want you to be literate and understand these places of hell and where certain demons come from. Demons are real. If you're not tapped into spirituality, you are in trouble. And you have to be aware of what is going on that you don't see. But you can feel it. You can sense it. If you're tapped in, if you're up. Now, if you're asleep, then, of course, There's a lot of shit happening around you and to you, and you are defenseless because your eyes are closed. You're blind. Your ears are plugged. You're deaf. You're lame. And you are in need of a serious activation because you are under attack. Every aspect of your life is under attack when you are blind and deaf. Without navigation, when you are not activated, where do you go? You're just on a treadmill. I don't care what the odometer, if you will, on the treadmill says. You're not going anywhere. You're still in one place moving. Where are you going on a treadmill? Nowhere. And if you are in the treadmill season, then that's an attack. And sometimes we have to be real. These attacks are not always because somebody is attacking us. No, sometimes you're attacking yourself as well. It's a twofold process, and it's a twofold understanding about how this walk goes. Your level of accountability, your level of action, your level of interpretation, and your ability to perceive inwardly what's going on with you, your own fuckery, your own self-sabotage, okay? Outside of the attacks that people send your way, the things that you do to yourself to delay your progress, your elevation, your upgrade, your glow, the things that you do to stop yourself from establishing boundaries, keeping people away from you that have no business being in your energy field. What are you doing to clean up around yourself as well? Because it's not just, Lord, do it, Lord, do it, Lord, do it. No. The harvest is plenteous, but the laborers are few. You don't tell him what to do at all. Uh-oh. My app was trying to upload another song. You don't tell the Most High God what to do. You pray and you ask, but you just don't go around, giving him orders. That's not how that goes. There's a divine law and order, and you have to understand where you are in this order. What are you doing to fix it? Because the wall will come crumbling down, Joshua, after you walk around it 7 times. And you have to be quiet for 7 days. Quiet each time. And on the 7th day, you're going to shout. You're not going to tell me what to do. I'm going to tell you what to do now. I'm going to help you. Oh, yeah, I want the wall to come down too. But I want to teach you about who I am and who you are, and how I want to take you to another level. But on this level, things in you and the people around you have to go. So there's an order. The wall will come down, but you're going to work. You're going to do the work, because faith without works is dead. It's just dead. So you can't be spoiled, okay? You have to be a warrior, and you have to do your part. No matter what type of introspection you have to do and what you discover about yourself that you don't like, that has to go, it still has to go. Okay? It still has to go. It has no purpose in your life. Now, with the rags to riches season, let me explain something to you in a further understanding about your enemies. Let me get no, we don't want that. Hold on 1 second. Your enemies, as I had said in part 1, they're slow. And one way that we all have to move around is through currency. Now, there are some people who live off the grid. We ain't talking about that. You're on the grid. So this is an episode about people on the grid. You want to go off the grid because you might as well. Shit, in your RAGS season, you were already down there off the grid, and you was like, fuck it, I just gonna go off the grid, and I'm gonna eat bark and
I'm going to read what type of leaves I can eat. And I'm going to get me a shovel and I'm going to make me a home like them people be doing on YouTube, where in 126 days, I'm going to have me a whole villa in the middle of the woods in Thailand somewhere. Just, I don't even want to live in America no more. Just, every time I try to go forward, I go back. You know, just that whole thing, right? This adult temper tantrum, this whole, you know, woe is me, because it's real, right? And you're like, fuck it, I might as well just be off the grid. But no. You're on the grid. You're on the grid. And while you're on the grid, we have to deal with the grid shit. And the grid shit is, you need currency. You need the financial energy to move around. And if you don't have financial energy, your movement is choicey. It's strategic. It's budgety. It's DIY-ish. It's Dollar Tree-ish. But guess what? The Dollar Tree ain't even the Dollar Tree no more. It's the Dollar Forest. It's $1.25 and up. They put pillows in there now. Yeah, I've been to the Dollar Tree. Yeah, I've seen it with my own eyes. It's the $1.25 and it's the Dollar Forest. And that's inflation. But what's inflation to the Most High God, who sits high and looks low? Nothing. So he's not bothered by that. That's nothing. He laughs at it because he is everything. And everything you need, he has. Period. So while you are in this moment of being on the grid and trying to figure it out, you realize, because you're a light worker, you're chosen, that your enemies are dedicated to wiping you off the face of the earth. They want you to be lost at sea forever. They thought when they tossed you out the ship that you were going to literally drown. I'm going to always use this analogy until another one comes my way that is just as dynamic, because it paints a good picture about how dumb they are and how resilient you are and how the Most High God has not left you. But your RAGS season is not a waste of time. It is inconvenient. It is stressful. It causes you to not want to worry, but you find yourself worrying, and you're learning about trust, and you're learning about surrendering, and you're learning about financial wisdom. You are being taught some vital pieces of wisdom, because you're getting ready to go into your richest season, and it's a permanent season. You have to be able to maintain it. It is so crucial that you don't fumble, that you don't drop the ball again. Because let's just be real. We've dropped the ball, some of us, when it comes to maintaining some aspects of our lives. And we realize that is a detriment to our journey, our assignment. And it is a distraction and an attack. Whether it is a self-attack or somebody sent it your way, it is causing a delay in your progress. And you are now at a point where you value the micro, the little, and you value the macro, the lot. You know that you are shedding, and you need to shed thought processes and generational curses, because you don't want to tarnish your reputation as a rich human. It is crucial that you learn each lesson that you are being taught right now about being in RAGS. You're learning that Every lesson is preparing you for an abundance that's going to blow your mind. What you have asked for, and there's an addition. And that's where that 100-fold for your troubles comes in, because you've been through some troubles. Some troubles. The enemy has waged a war against you. It's serious as all get out. And you find yourself in a place now where you're not going to give up. You find yourself in a place now where you say, I'm going to climb this mountain. I'm going to put my foot on the enemy's neck. I'm not going to play around with my journey anymore. You find yourself saying these things because you're empowering yourself, encouraging yourself, and you're tired of the lack. And there's never been lack, but it feels like lack. Because the word says you lack nothing. It's uncomfortable. It's unpredictable. Nobody raises their hand and says, give me poverty for 500. Nobody raises their hand and says, hey, I don't mind sleeping underneath, the freeway tonight. Nobody raises their hand and says, hey, I want to have more bills than money. We don't volunteer ourselves and say, I want to live from paycheck to paycheck. We don't sit here and say, you know what? Sign me up for 3 meals a week. Sign me up for having to go to a shelter. I don't mind sleeping in my car for, a year or 3. I'll do it. None of us sit here and say, hey, I don't mind wearing the same old outfits. I don't mind. I don't need anything new. That hole in my sock. That's just it's just ventilation. It's just a little AC. Nobody sits here and says, I want to be in drought forever. Excuse me. We don't volunteer ourselves for that. We don't want to have to continue to, look at our bank account and keep wishing that there were 6 figures. And some of us don't even want to be millionaires. There's some people don't want to be, they just want to be able to live peacefully. And peacefully is not just sitting with your legs crossed, Indian style and humming. They're talking about peace in your finances, peace in your home, peace in your goings and comings, right? Being able to be out of debt. No sibling of mine, no child of the Most High God and Yah wants to be in debt, wants to be a borrower. The word tells us that it is better to be a lender than a borrower. Yet, excuse me, if we be real, we've had to borrow. And when you have to borrow in your RAGS season, that is humiliating. It is hard, especially when you don't want to ask for help, but you need help. And in the RAGS season, you were forced to ask for help. You didn't want to do it because you wanted to cover up the tragedy. You didn't want anybody to see that you were down bad, doing bad, looking sad, feeling like a hag, walking around like a nomad. You didn't want anybody to know because you knew that if they found out, you were in fear of once they found out what they would do with that information, how they would take it. Would they celebrate it, or would they be devastated at what you were going through and have a heart of uprightness and kindness and be virtuous in their approach to you, understanding how the spirit world works? And because most of these people are allegedly believers, you were expecting nothing less than righteousness. And that's not what you got. You got fuckery, bullshit, demonic conversation, attitudes. You knew, you felt it because you're intuitive, and you just knew that these people were having a field day with your RAGS season. And who wants to expose themselves for needing help or being in a rough situation? Because most of the time you have had it together according to them. And for you to be down bad is just unbelievable for some people. But they don't understand because they're not in your shoes, and they're not in the details. And therein you have discovered who is for you and who is against you. And in your RAGS season, you realized that your ability to persevere was greater than what you knew. Your ability to cut people off was stronger than what you knew. Oh, you started to say, see, there's a dosage for the expiration date. Walk with me. Meaning, your lessons have a time frame. And whereas the first time somebody has done something, there may be somebody be like one and done. You may not have that spirit yet. And the Lord had to get you to get that spirit, because the disrespect is just astronomical. Plethora of disrespect, and the Most High God is not going to let anybody disrespect his child and get away with it. But his child has to be in warrior mode to establish boundaries, so people will know, I'm going to think thrice before I come at this person that way, because the energy is vibrating so high, and I can feel like there are some ancestors, angels around this person, and I don't want to get my ass kicked. Okay? There's an expiration date, and there's a certain amount of dosage in this prescription that you need in order for you to say, you know what, that's it. It's going to be that one dosage, that final dosage that you get where you say, that's it. You've had enough. I'm not doing this no more. Something will change. Something has to change. You feel yourself rising from these ashes. You feel yourself coming back together again. And you find yourself checking people. And you mean no harm, but you have serious intent. And if it harms them, so be it. But you're at a point now in your RAGS season. Excuse me. You've been at a point in your RAGS season where enough is enough. And the Most High God wanted you to get to the point where you said enough is enough. The enemy's goal was to leave you lost at sea forever, to throw you out of the ship, the relationship, the fellowship, the associationship, whatever was in the ship. They were all in the ship, everybody in the ship, and was to get you into the middle of the sea and to leave you in the middle of the sea. And they never thought you would survive in this RAG season. That's why they did it. That was the whole goal, was for, if you remove the hedge of protection and you let me attack and allow me to get to these things that sustain him or her, then therein you will find out that they don't worship you. They don't care about you. They're not going to say hallelujah anyhow. They're not going to pray to you. They're going to turn their back on you because they only worship you because of the things you give them. That's the enemy. That's how dumb the enemy is. That's the accusations that the enemy hurls about you, saying that your walk ain't solid, that your belief ain't true, that your faith ain't righteous, that you're not a true, firm believer. You ain't from Judah. You ain't from the 12 tribes of Israel. You're not who you say you are. Take this stuff for them and watch. That's what the enemy was saying about you. That was I'm going to say the bet, but that was the belief. That if I attack all these things, watch what happens. And so here comes the attack.
the allowance of the attack. The Lord gave you an allowance. There was an allowance. And the thing about it is, he's not shook. You need to know that at all times. The Most High God is never shook. Never, ever shook. Power, solid. Stance, solid. Ability to do what he want, when he want, how he want, and nobody can do anything about it. Solid. True. 100%. Righteous. Seriously, he is the Almighty. Okay? So in this allowance, he's not shook at how you're being shaken up. He's not your world is being shaken up, but he's not shook. There's no quaking in the kingdom. He's causing the quakes. There's quakes happening in your world, but in his world, everything is right. Because in this, he knows that your life will be protected. And that he's going to give you back more. He knows what you don't know. And that's where you have to learn how to trust and fall back on your governing, okay? And allow him to have his perfect way in your life. In your rags and riches season. He's the master of both. He's in both seasons. He is the one who controls everything. A time and a season for everything. And you don't get to pick what he allows to happen to you. Because we all know, like I said before, you're not going to sit here and say, I'll take spiritual attacks for 4 years, please. Nah, you're not going to do that. You're just going to try to pick. You're going to pick what is easier. But how you going to build endurance strength? How you going to be a warrior if you only picking, simple things, lilies?
I just want some lilies. No. I don't want any battles. No, I don't want to fight. I just want dandelions. Yeah. And could I get a little ice cream sundae? Yeah, that's how I want my spiritual walk to be, a piece of cake. Chocolate cake at that. I don't want anything strenuous. I prefer something very easy and light for my journey. I don't want to fight the devil. What? I'm scared to rebuke him. He's mean. What? Tell him to get thee behind me. Then he's going to jump on my back. What? Goodness and mercy. All the days of my life. Oh. Yeah, I would much rather have that follow me.
Yeah, that's y'all. Some of y'all, you want it easy, and then you want all the big benefits. No. If you want
a light journey,
then you're going to get a Hot Wheel for your car. Now, if you want to, you trying to do this, you know what I mean? You want big rewards, then, you're going to end up getting a tank. Like, you can't be no sucker out here. And the Lord is removing the sucker in you.
The sucker in me?
The sucker in you. Yes, you can't be no sucker out here. You're learning that in your rags to riches season. You're learning that because you can't be no sucker with your riches. Because you're going to have to be able to be strong, sober, vigilant, and be able to have a yes and a no and mean it. You're going to have to be able to discern. You're going to have to know who's trying to play you, who's not. You're going to have to know when to give, how much to give. Like, it's a whole process that's coming with you being a philanthropist.
A philanthropist?
A philanthropist.
Spell it.
IT. You're going to be a philanthropist. You're going to be a giver, a lender with no strings attached. You're learning the attitudes to have and not to have in your riches. You didn't know that. You know that it's not just all for you. Like, permanent overflow is for you and your brothers and sisters. Yes, it's for your siblings.
I have to share?
You have to share.
Aw.
Yeah, you have to share. It is so serious in this world. Like, in this world, we are
a banking system with our permanent overflow for our brothers and sisters. And only someone who has been given the spirit of kindness, discernment, wisdom, okay, will be able to know how to move and groove with the overflow, with the riches. And you learn that in the rags.
My rags are so filthy and so dirty, and I wear the same thing. I'm tired of coordinating. I can't flip this anymore. I'm ready for my riches.
You're going to have to get some, I don't want to say bass in your voice, but you can't return to sender with that type of voice.
What do you mean?
Like, say return to sender.
Return to sender.
It didn't go anywhere.
But I sent it.
You what?
I sent it.
What is sunt?
I sent it? I
Sunt isn't a word.
It's not?
No, you can't sunt anything. That's probably why you keep getting attacked. If you're trying to sunt, return to sunter, it's return to cinder. There's no such thing as a sunder. I don't know why some of my people in the village think that the word sunt is a real thing.
I can't sunt anything?
No. Never in life has anybody ever sunt anything. And if you have ever sunt it, it never arrived. And if the spells are staying if you're trying to return to sunder.
So I can't sunt it. But what can I do?
You can send it. That's what you can do. It's what you've always been able to do. Never have you ever not been able to send it. You send it. You return to sender. Okay? I need my brothers and my sisters. I need y'all not to be punks. You can't be no sucker. You can't be no punk.
Oh, this is a lot to take in. I have to be honest with you. I just clicked onto your show and I did not.
But I gave you the warning in the beginning.
I know, but I did not know this was. You meant it when you said strong language, thoughts, and ideas. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna be.
No, you ain't going nowhere. You're gonna sit right here until you learn that you can't sunt a damn thing. Okay? No. So, moving forward. I know y'all like, Sister Speak, really? Yes. What do you think? I cannot have you all out here talking to the devil on 1%. You know what I'm saying? Not talking to the devil, but like in battle and come on. No, you have to be strong. You have to be powerful. You have to mean it. You are a warrior. You are more than a conqueror. This ain't a game. Your life is not a game. And the attacks on your life, they're not funny. The shit you've been through is devastating. What they've done to you is devastating. Your money right now, the rags, it's devastating. As I said in the first part, in part 1, drum roll please, but the rags to riches season is here. They cannot stop this shift. They tried it, but they can't stop it. And the rag season has taught you everything that you need to know in order to stay in permanent overflow. Everything in you that's foul has to go. And this is definitely what you need to know. I don't play these games. Having gone through it, having seen my other brothers and sisters go through it, this is the panacea for the fucking pollution. Okay? This is the solution for the pollution. You need to gain everything in the rag season because that you need to gain. That is a lesson that will help you maintain your riches season. Don't worry about them niggas. They can't do shit to you anymore. Let me explain something to you, and we're going to take a commercial break. The ancestors and the angels are on your enemies' necks. They are getting their asses whooped as I speak and as you listen. And if you feel like they're not, that's on you. But let me explain something to you. In this walk, you're going to have to call on your ancestors and your angels. You're going to have to. They're your secondary lineup, your secondary line of defense. They want to get into it. They want to whoop the enemy's ass. They want to give your enemies double for their trouble, hundredfold for their trouble. They want to. They tired of them. Call on them and ask for help. You're not alone.
You are not alone.
Don't start that.
I am here with you. Though you feel afraid, I'm making up the words. You are not alone. I am here with you. Why are you laughing? I meant that song. I got another one I'm gonna sing, and then I'm gonna let you go to commercial break. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make that change.
That voice is hilarious. Anyway, brothers and sisters, I thank you so much for being a wonderful listening audience. I need you to get ready. I need you to get ready. I mean, I'm talking about get ready. Like, get ready. They can't stop this season. 100-fold for your troubles. Every last trouble the Most High God saw. He saw it all. All he saw. And they can't stop this. So you get ready. And I guarantee you, when I take this commercial break, there will be a voice coming on after. Thank you so much for being a wonderful listening audience. You're an amazing, amazing listening audience. I thank you for allowing me to express myself and be me. Because this is who I am. But I am always elevating, constantly evolving, and making sure that my brothers and sisters are warriors.
Vision, sound, action, create, inspire, impact, evolve. You are now activated.
Listening to the Sister Speak Show is even easier now with the new abilities available from Spreaker Skill on Amazon Alexa. With Spreaker on Alexa, you can now listen to the Sister Speak Show from even more places from all around the world. You also have navigation control, fast forward and rewind podcast to make sure you never miss a second of your favorite show. And then you can ask for show recommendations like the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, and evolve. Brothers and sisters. You were already warned that she was sleeping with the ops, and you're still gonna go over there and lay your head on her pillow. The latest episode of the tour on the Sister Speak Show is available on demand now, rated R for strong content, language, and thoughts. On this episode, Snakes in the Studio, Part 2, Two-Faced Managers and Artists, Poison in the Pillow, He Said, She Said, Now Someone's Dead. Click the link in the bio for the latest episode of the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action, a talk show for great minds that create, inspire, impact, and evolve. Be careful. Rated R for strong content, language, and thoughts. There won't be any more warnings. That's why your heart is beating fast. He's out there again. You can see him from the stage. He's obsessed with you. That's why he's taking your pictures. You're his fantasy. The latest episode of the Suspense Files on the Sister Speak Show is available on demand now, rated R for strong content, language, and thoughts. On this episode, Fantasies and Felonies. Strip Club Killers. On the Suspense Files, we cover the who, what, when,
where, why, and urban crime, including crimes of passion, deadly relationships, mysteries, urban cold cases, and more. Click the link for the latest episode of the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action, a talk show for great minds that create, inspire, impact, and evolve. Be careful. Try not to fall in love with a stripper. Welcome back. You are listening to the Vent Session on the Sister Speak Show, part 2 of Rags to Riches. This shift your enemies can't stop. 100-fold for your trouble. I'm your host, Sister Speak. Brothers and sisters, you know what? I know you hear me after this commercial. Yes, I want to make sure after that commercial break, I want to make sure y'all know that I am back on the microphone. Check this out. In your rag season, you was looking a little bleakish. It was looking a little bleakish for you, right? But that is just like, it's almost like fog, right? You start off in the morning and sometimes there's fog, and then by noon the sun is out. And that's just what you were experiencing in your rag season, fog, where it was, you just didn't know what it was going to be, but it was looking bleak. No sunshine, and your spirits were low. And you really had some times where you were by yourself, right? So you felt, and you went into isolation, hermit mode, into the cocoon. And there was, this wonderful surgery, if you will, happening to you spiritually, where you were being prepared to launch, to leap, to go ye therefore, where you were getting ready to be presented in front of your enemies, and your enemies, be brought to shame, because that's what's getting ready to happen. They're about to be brought to shame. 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 They are going to be silenced. They are going to feel like shit. Everything that they made you feel, wanted you to feel, they're going to feel it, but they're going to feel it 100-fold. That's going to be the reciprocity of the reaping. While you're reaping the rewards, they're going to be reaping the consequences, the devastation, the desolation 100-fold. And they're going to enter into a famine like none other, a thirst and a hunger like no other. They're going to enter into pits like none other, fall into pits. They're going to be in a lot of peril. They're going to turn on each other. See, they came together because they had a common goal, which was they didn't like you. And they thought if they all grouped together and they put their empty brains together, that they could come up with a way to wipe you out. And they did what they did. And we all know, whether it was the gang stalking, the sabotaging, the toxicity, the narcissism, just all of the fuckery that they did, the witchcraft. And now that the return to senders are happening, and now that the shift is taking place over your life for you to enter into permanent overflow, they don't like each other because the shit has gotten real, and they're turning on each other, snitching on each other, exposing each other, and it's not going well for your enemies. And some stuff you just don't need to see. Some stuff you will know, and some stuff you just won't know. And the Lord will allow you to get snippets of the fact that if you are coming out, what do you think is happening to your enemies? If you are feeling the shift and you're knowing like, oh no, this is it. I am coming out. I feel it. I know it. Things are changing for me. What do you think is happening to them? The energy has shifted. The bounty for them, the ancestors are after them, have found them, have gathered them, and are whooping their asses. This is real shit. Some of them are literally, they're experiencing an expiration date. It's just what happens in battle, in war. There are casualties of war, spiritually and physically. And for them to think that they weren't going to get apprehended was their stupidity. But you are literally coming into a season that they cannot stop. And you don't need to have a spirit of fear. You need to have a spirit of boldness, courage,
power and you need to be of a sound mind. You have been trained for your riches. You have been trained for the permanent overflow. You have been trained to establish boundaries. You have been trained to never go back to rags. Ever go back to rags. You don't ever want to be in that season again. And you have learned, finally, like a final, because this is the season of graduation. People are graduating. And we are graduating spiritually. Some of you had dreams. I had a dream about graduation. I have a lot of dreams. A lot. Prophetic dreams, visions, and the such. And you are the same. You're an intuitive. I'm clairvoyant. I have gifts, and you do too. So you know what I'm talking about. You see it, you feel it, and you know it's here. Some of you have gotten jobs recently that are starting to shift the atmosphere economically. The energy is shifting. Some of you have gotten approvals. Congratulations. Things are changing. And you know it. You feel it. You're detesting the RAGS season. And not in a low vibration, but what I'm saying is you're doing everything you can to maintain this progress that is happening in your life. That grace. You're showing the attitude of gratitude for the grace. And you're not looking down on anything, in that way. You're just saying, I choose to elevate. I choose not to go back that way. I want to do things differently. Whatever I am able to control that is within my will, I'm going to do. And I'm going to control it righteously, uprightly. I'm going to do better. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to do better. There's nothing wrong with being honest in any area of your life and saying, in that area, I could do better. I am doing pretty good. I'm doing good in that area. A lot of times we focus on what we're not doing right, but let's just have a balance, be equally yoked in the introspection and say, in this area, I'm doing good. In this area, I need work. In this area, I ain't doing so good and I need to get this together right now. It's a divine, genuine, truthful introspection about your life. Being able to act accordingly, and wherever medicine is needed, apply it. Wherever there needs to be a solution, wherever there's any litter or pollution inside of you, you just say, I'm going to pick that up, I'm going to clean that up, and I don't ever want to be in this energy again. I want to be able, at any time, at any place, whatever there is a need, financially, be able to deal with it on the spot. I don't want to have to ask for help. I don't want to have to ask for somebody to send me some money. I don't want to have to walk away and say, I can't do it. I want to be able, at any time, any place, be able to pull out my card, pull out my currency and say, here, at any given moment. That's permanent overflow. That's the richest season. No matter what happens, I've got it. And being able to say, no matter whatever happens to you, I've got it. And not saying I am a permanent, I got it. But when you are a philanthropist, you have a whole different understanding about giving and not asking for it in return, because you understand that your return comes in a different way. Not about taking pictures of your giving. I don't know who needs to hear this, but too many people like to go viral about the good things that they do for other people. You're whack. Now, I understand a documentary. I understand documenting some things that need to be documented. But just doing shit just to be doing shit just to show it, there is no reward for that. There's just a lesson to come. You want to make sure that if you are out giving food to those who are in need, you don't need to be snapping pictures of that. Look at me giving. What the fuck? Make sure that you are operating in spirit and truth when you're doing your philanthropy and understand how the other people may feel. Have you ever thought that maybe I don't want you to take a picture of me in this moment? See, let me explain something to you. And I gotta say this. This is crucial what I'm about to say. When you are going through, when you are transforming, when the Most High God has you hidden, when He is doing a wonderful work on you, when you are in the cocoon, let me explain something to you. There are no cameras in the cocoon. Speak, sisters, speak. There are no cameras in the cocoon. I don't need to take a picture every 5 minutes of what I'm going through because I'm going through it. Some people want to see pictures of you and have you just, why don't you ever? I don't have to do what you do. If that works for you, so be it. That does not work for me. In the cocoon, I don't need to take any pictures or any videos of what I'm going through. There are no cameras in the cocoon. When I decide to show my transformation, it's because it is a divine timing. Divine timing, strategic timing. You're in the cocoon. Why do you have a camera? This is real shit. I have to say this, like, when people go to the hospital and they take a picture of themselves in the hospital bed, had to come to the hospital. I don't do well with bullshit. I don't do well with sympathy, fake ass sympathy, pseudo sympathy, seeking sympathy, sympathy spells, look at me, pity me. Like, look, when I'm in the hospital, shit is real. I ain't got time to take no pictures of me in the fucking hospital bed. That's just me. Like, I'm just real private and real player about my moves. And you need to understand that about yourself. Everything don't need to be shown. There will be a time, there will be a season where you will be able to sit at the table. There are going to be some blessings that are about to be given to you that they're going to see it regardless. But just make sure that in the cocoon that you're not trying to seek pity. You need to be seeking prayer. You need to be seeking praise. You need to be letting whatever is happening to you manifest. So when you emerge, then the paparazzi comes out. They gonna talk about it because they gonna see it. The Lord is gonna make sure your coat is seen when it's supposed to be seen. A lot of times people want to show their coat before it's even been completely designed. You get a little blueprint of what your coat gonna look like. Look, see, this the blueprint of my coat. Yeah, coming out the cocoon, 2022. No, we not doing that. Coming out the cocoon, 2022. Ooh, stun on you witches. Yeah, getting my riches. Ooh, look at my cocoon. No, look at the blueprint. Ooh, my wings is so pretty. Ooh, my wings is finna be ready in 6 weeks. Ooh, just let you bitches know. Cocoon life 2022. Look, I'm just saying. Let it manifest. Let it happen. I am a mystery to a lot of people. Somebody told me I was too private. Good. Great. Goal accomplished. I don't have to spill all of my details. I done already talked too much as it is. That's one thing I sometimes I kick myself and I'll be like, why did you say that? Shut up. Mind your business. Mind your business, meaning shut your mouth. Don't say nothing. Do you hear my stomach moving, y'all? My stomach is growling. Let me drink some water. Anyways, you coming out of the cocoon, but there are no cameras in the cocoon. That's a word for somebody. That's a word for somebody. In your richest season, let me explain something to you. You're going to have access to stuff you've never had access to. You're going to be able to move and groove in a way that you've never been able to move and groove before. And I'm not expecting you to get out here and do the most, but I'm not expecting you to do the least. I'm expecting you to do the best Okay? Living your best life righteously, making righteous decisions. Your richest season is going to be a testimony. You are going to be able to testify, and you better testify. Don't you sit down on your testimony. Everybody needs to hear it. That's assigned to your life. Your richest season is going to be front page news. Breaking news. It is going to be so glorious that you won't be able to not say it wasn't God. It most definitely is the Most High God and Yah. You'll be able to say this entire time, in my darkness, in my weakness, in my meekness, in my infirmities, in my afflictions, in my sadness, in my lowliness, in everything that, in my devastation, desolation, in my drought, in my rags, I was already rich. I was rich in my rags. Rich in my rags because of who my source is. Because I'm a child of the Most High God and Yah. I am a direct beneficiary of the inheritance and the promise. But in order for me to inherit the inheritance, in order for me to receive the promises consistently, continually, I have to be on a narrow path, a straight way. I have to surrender. I have to do the prerequisites in order to qualify. There's an order, a divine law and order, in order for me to experience the vine, the branch, the extension, the tree of life, the overflow, the grace, the mercy, the peace, the tranquility, the harmony, the joy, the freedom. To be emancipated, there are prerequisites. And he loves me enough to take me through courses to be qualified. He has prerequisites that I must achieve in order to get to the next class, in order to graduate. And I want to graduate. I don't want to fail. I don't want to drop out. I don't want to repeat a grade. But in the spiritual world, there are some grades we have had to repeat. Some work that we've had to do over. We've gotten grades that were not up to par. And we want to be honor roll students. We want to be on the master's list. The headmaster's list. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be on the honor roll. There's nothing wrong with wanting to get passing grades. Grades that allow you to pass over. Because you want to pass over into eternal life. Into the new world, the new kingdom. You don't want to be slaughtered when he comes back. You don't want to be lifting up your eyes, asking Lazarus to just put a drop of water on your tongue, rich man. You want to be a rich man or a rich woman that does right with your riches. You don't want to have to thirst and never be able to be quenched. You don't want to lift up your eyes in Hades and see where you made a mistake. No, you don't want to be that type of rich man or rich woman. That's why you had to go through what you went through, so you could be purged from anything that would have you lifting up your eyes in Hades. So you don't fumble the riches. So you're able to sustain the assignment and not be distracted with bills, car malfunctions, breakdowns of appliances, unexpected incidences. You want to have your storehouse full. You want the windows of heaven to pour you out a blessing that you won't have room enough to receive. It's more than just saying that. You know, the black church loves to shout and run and holler and scream and all this other type of stuff when it comes to hearing certain parts of the word. And many, because there's only a few that have been chosen in the congregation, many are without understanding. And they are in permanent rags because they have no clue that it's deeper than just your tithes and your offerings. If you are caught up when it comes, oh Lord help me. If you are caught up when it comes to that way of living, I pray that you are emancipated. And I'm going to leave that right there. Your treasure, your talent, and your time are very important. The first fruit of your increase has to deal with a harvest. Do you have a farm? Do you have a harvest? Do you have the first fruit of your increase? Where's your increase? Where's your harvest? Are you a farmer? If your church has a benevolent ministry and there's anybody in the congregation who's struggling, there's a fucking problem. If your church only feeds the homeless on Thanksgiving, there's a fucking problem. If your church tries to incorporate, I don't know why we're going here today. If your church is trying to incorporate Halloween and Easter and all this other type of stuff, there's a problem into the church. If you're trying to assimilate the carnal with the spiritual, there's a problem. All right, moving forward. Go on, Sister Speak. Go on, be easy. All right. Moving forward. You're going from rags to riches. Period. Your enemies cannot stop this shift. You're about to glow up, grow up. You're about to expand and enlarge. Your assignment is going to be greater. You're going to do greater things. You are going to be able to motivate many people. You're going to be able to stay in your lane and execute your gifts. You're not going to hide your talents. You're not going to hide your gifts. And you're not going to use your talents and your gifts for this world. That's part of the problem in the village right now. And that's why there's so much depression going on. Stop using your gifts for the devil. Stop making this world go round and contributing to the fuckery in this world and using your talents to do that. That's a problem. You got to be willing not to be famous, but still be. I would rather be well known in the spirit world by my ancestors and angels and the cloud of witnesses and the Most High God and Yah for, being a warrior and forsaking what I could have done and then saying I would rather wait for eternal life to enjoy and to reap because I know this world is temporary. Let me explain something to you. I got gifts and talents that could take me straight to hell if I let myself do that. If I were to sit here and say, I want to now be a part of this, that, and this and go this way and let everybody know that I would be used, abused, and in trouble, in damnation. So I'm willing to just, do what I do and just have permanent overflow. I'm just going to be super successful. I don't want to be famous. There's no need to be famous. How can you outdo the Most High God and Yah? There's nobody in this world that's famous. For what? What do you do? What are you famous for? Famous for what? Too much. It's just a word, and the word has an energy to it and an entity to it. And when it comes to fame, there's an entity of sometimes vanity, arrogance, haughtiness, Satan. There's a lot of shit that goes along with that. So when you become rich, you can't be out here now trying to live your worst life, throwing up devil signs and all this other type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be a rock star. You got to know how to maintain your riches. Your riches ain't for you to collect bitches. Okay, it's not for you to sit up here and be like, look at me in my latest scars. You know, you gonna be fly, but haven't you learned in your rags that you can be fly and be casual? You don't have to let everybody know that you're rich. It's just a vibe and energy. As long as you're clean, as long as your energy is right, you don't have to sit here and stunt ridiculously. And that's a word. We don't want you out here using your riches for the wrong thing. That's why some of your rag seasons was longer than others. Had to purge some shit out of you. The Lord knew that if you got out of that season, one season before you were supposed to, you'd be out here doing the most. Out here acting. Let me see. Do I have it? I don't think nope. I didn't upload it. You be out here doing horribly. And we don't want that to happen. Let me explain something to you and we're going to get up out of here. This was you in the rag season. Shit was real. You was ducking, dodging, stopping, dropping, rolling. It was real. The spiritual warfare is real because it is. The attacks are real. It's no laughing matter. It is serious. And that's what your rag season was feeling like, looking like, sounding like. It was happening. Okay? Happening. But in your richest season, this is what's going to happen. Oh, peace and joy, tranquility. Oh my goodness. You're going to be traveling. You're going to be eating foods that you've never eaten before. Like, it's going to be a lot of things that are going to be transpiring for you that are going to blow your mind, and you deserve it. You deserve it because you held on. You didn't give up. You persevered. You were resilient. The challenges were serious, but this is the reward. Your riches are here. They're here. The enemy won't be able to do what they did to you before. I need you to hear that. That's a word for me too. What they did to you, they are getting their asses kicked right now. Tower after tower, moment after moment. It's happening. They will never be able to fuck with you again. And they know that. And they know what's happening to you is a direct correlation of what they did to you and to others. You are not the only victim of these people. And these people thought that they were going to be able to get away with what they did to you. And they thought wrong. Lean not. Lean not. They thought, though, they thought that they were going to be able to stop it and get away with it. The eyes of the Most High God in Yah are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. He sees all, knows all. And you are getting ready to go into permanent overflow. From rags to riches. Rags to riches. 100-fold for your troubles, for your tears, for the devastation, for the abandonment, for the betrayal, for the rumors, the gossip, the slander of your name, the disrespect, the neglect, the emotional abuse, physical abuse, financial abuse, emotional abuse.
spiritual abuse, for the cheating, the affair, the baby that was had outside of the marriage. For the repossession, the loss, the evictions, anything that came your way. I'm telling you, the cankerworm, the palmer worm, and the locusts are being rebuked, removed, and will no longer be a part of your journey. They will not be able to tear up your harvest. Your harvest is going to come into full bloom. Full bloom. And there's nothing that the enemy can do about it. They cannot stop this shift. You are divinely protected and you deserve this. You deserve it. Congratulations are in order. I'm proud for you. You made it, warrior. You came out. You came up. You came over. And you're coming into your season of riches. Yea, though you do walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you fear no evil, because you discover that thou is with you. He never left your side. There's a moment in time that in our journey, we discover that if God be for you, who can be against you? And you won't know that until you're in several situations where people try to come against you and fail. And we need to understand that your understanding of the word prosper and the Most High God's declaration of the word prosper are two different things. That where you may feel like the weapon formed and prospered, it did not. That's why I say the word prosper is his in declaration, in terminology. It didn't prosper. You're still here. The weapon was designed to kill you. You're still here. To take you out. You're still here. To strip you naked. You're still here. To take everything from you and to ruin you. Ruin everything about you, and you're still here. To leave you for dead. You're still alive. To decapitate you. Your head's still on your shoulders. Well, it's on your neck, which is still on your shoulders. You still got your head. You're redeemed. The time is being redeemed, restored, rejuvenated, resuscitated. He remembered you. He never forgot. He's with you and has gone before you. You may be caught off guard. Nothing catches him off guard. He slumbers not. You're about to be able to have access to everything. You're going to sleep better, look better, dress better, eat better, walk better, talk better, smell better, feel better, live better, better. All with the attitude of gratitude, from rags to riches. Fuck these people. Fuck these niggas for what they tried to do to you. Fuck them. Let they asses get it, and let they asses get it good. Don't try to rescue them. Don't try to save them. Don't try to do anything. Get out the way, because the Most High God and Yah is in the building. Your ancestors and angels are in the building. They got you.
And don't you ever forget that. I don't want you ever to think I don't give a fuck what anybody says to you, what anybody tries to make you feel. You are not alone. Your help does come from the Most High God in Yah. You have a team surrounding you. He dispatches the angels over. There are angels that have charge over your life. Call on them. Ask them for help. Because remember, we have free will. Ask. Ask. Admit that you need the help. And because this is a spiritual thing, you need spiritual help. Rags to riches. Rags to riches. Rags to riches. This shift, the enemies can't stop. They can't stop it. I'll be right back after this commercial break.
Formed against you shall prosper. This is Sister Speak with a word of encouragement. No matter what the enemy or enemies try to do to you, God will cause their plans to take no effect, and the pit that they dig for you, they shall fall in. If God be for you, who can be against you? Now say it with me. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Be encouraged. Slingshot season. This is Sister Speak with a word of encouragement. Spiritual warfare is real, and it is slingshot season. That's right. You are prepared for this. It is time for you to defeat the bears, the lions, and the giants in your life. You are stronger than what you think, and when you are chosen, you are anointed. No longer can you operate in the spirit of fear, and no longer can your boundaries be attacked. Carnal weapons produce carnal results. Spiritual weapons produce spiritual results. Get your smooth stones and your slingshot ready, because being victorious and more than a conqueror is a part of your lineage. Because our cousin David was about that life. Your enemy's plans are deterred, decapitated, and destroyed. Be encouraged.
It's time to podcast and chill with the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, impact, and evolve.
Welcome back. You are listening to the Sister Speak Show, the vent session. I'm your host, Sister Speak, and you better act like you know. I thank you, brothers and sisters, for spending time with me. The time has been well spent. I've got some more. Ooh, I got a suspense files for y'all. It's going to make some of y'all mad, and me don't care. Zero fucks given. Do you celebrate Thanksgiving? No, I celebrate zero fucks given. Anyway. You know what? It's a joy to be able to laugh after everything that I have experienced, but I thank the Lord for allowing me to come up, out, over, and into my rags to riches season. Yeah, evolving, emerging, you understand? Everything is happening. But anyway, I've got an episode for y'all on the suspense files. It is juicy, 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 real juicy, real good, real informative. And we have to convert. This episode has to be talked about. I know it's been talked about before, but it ain't been talked about like this on the Sister Speak Show. Anyway, brothers and sisters, I thank you so much for being warriors, for being divinely attentive, and for laughing, for learning, and for absolutely, wanting to be a better version of yourself, and for vibrating high. I know this has been a journey. It's been a test, many trials, many tribulations, a lot of attacks, but God. That's the only thing at the beginning and end we have to say, but God, right? And I thank you so much for, sharing and downloading and liking. I've got a surprise for y'all, but I gotta hold it. Gotta hold it, because we know what happens when you talk before time. Stuff happens. So we don't want the enemy to attack what I have to say. But it's good, it's big, it's major, it's international. A lot of people be wanting to see my face and want me to get out there and show videos and stuff like that. Look, first of all, there's a time and place for everything. I've said this before, and I'm coming sooner than you think, but I'm not like others. Not saying everybody does this, just the others. I don't promote myself before time. I go with the flow of Yah, and how he has designed my brand is what it will be. Don't ask me to buy a follower. Don't ask me to buy anything to grow my page. I don't do that. I have spiritual fertilizer. I have a spiritual gardener, and we're just fine, in a spiritual landscaper. The Sister Speak Show is fine. I don't fake the funk with numbers. Not going to do that. Won't do that. I don't pop bottles before time. I don't celebrate before time. I flow, because I know what the goal is for the Sister Speak Show. And I have a plan. And my plan has to be aligned with the Most High God's plan. Because as I have said before, when I come outside, I'm staying outside. I'm not going to wear my face out. I'm not going to wear my presence out. I'm not going to give people an overload of me and have nothing to sustain that overload. I'm all about content. I'm all about the character. I'm all about creating. And my vision for the Sister Speak Show was to basically, I just wanted to do radio, be a voice on the radio. You don't see the people on the radio. Well, now because technology has changed, you're seeing, people record their shows, and you're seeing the people behind the mic. You're actually being able to see their face. I do what I want to do, how I want to do it, and it has to go with the purpose. I'm a beautiful woman. There's a lot of things about me that are absolutely, available to be presented to the world when it's time. I'm serious about the respect. I'm serious about good content, great content. I'm serious about establishing my voice, because that's my gift, my voice. How I speak, how I do what I do. And my riches season will embrace the Sister Speak Show. And I will be able to come forth in a way that I'm supposed to come forth. The Most High God is my manager. He's my publicist. He's my everything. So, I got to follow him, because he knows better than I do. But you're going to see my face. You're going to see my whole body. I'm 5'1". I want everybody to understand that. I'm 5'1". Okay? Long legs. But I'm still 5'1". I'm not a midget. I'm a warrior. 5'1". And that's an inside joke for somebody. He knows. But I am a warrior. 5'1". Big voice. Big energy. I thank you all for being a wonderful listening audience. The time has been well spent. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, because I got things to do. Got some things to do. Now, this is a side note. I just want to let you all know that I am in a relationship. I was going to keep it private, but this I'm going to share because it's my blessing. I have been involved with some soft bake chocolate chip cookies for 3 days. We are going strong. We love each other. We make each other happy. We're faithful. I don't want any other soft baked cookie than the ones that I've been eating because they're free from allergies. And I have an allergen where I just can't bite into food the way I want to. And I'm quite sure the Lord designed it that way because I probably would be 500 pounds if I could just attack food the way I would like to, but I can't because I have an allergy. So I have to read ingredients and all that other type of stuff. And I found some soft baked cookies that have 14, that are free from 14 allergens. I found them. I read the box. I couldn't believe my eyes. I said, wait, is this true? Is this actually true? I was just praying about these a day ago. Wait a minute. And it was true. I ate a cookie. Instantly, I was like, I know we've only known each other for a short time, but this feels right. And I want to see if you were interested in taking this a step further. I'd like for us to be in a relationship with one another. And I just want to know if you'll be my soft baked cookie. And the soft baked cookie was like, yeah, for real. Yeah, sure. No problem. So I've been in a relationship with these soft baked cookies for 3 days. Y'all thought I was talking about a man, huh? Mm-hmm. Listening hard, probably hit pause on some shit, tuned in, stuffed your ear pods in deeper. Who is this man she's involved with? Mm-hmm. Soft baked cookies. Delicious. There are some things in your life where you just say, this is delicious. I don't. Who made this? You made this? This is delicious. Have you ever been in a relationship with something that was delicious? What is that one thing you bit into and you were like, I love you? I want to be with you. I know y'all have that one food that takes you there every time. There's that one snack that does it every time. Some of you like snack. You better put an S on the end of that K. Snacks. I know y'all got some. What is your go-to one that makes you be like, will you marry me? I had to hit pause. I heard somebody grunting outside. I didn't know what that was. It's like, wait a minute. But what's your go-to that makes you say, I love you and I want to be with you? Some of you have been in a relationship with your snack for years. When's your anniversary? Anyway, brothers and sisters, I thank you so much. I just wanted to give you some joy because that's what you need, some laughter, some good feeling, because you are here. And I'm so proud for you for persevering and being resilient. Shout out to my nephew, Bryce. Okay, class of 2022, graduated, persevered, resilient, intelligent, handsome. I'm so proud of you. Your auntie loves you. I love you forever. You are my nephew. I love my nephew and my niece, Chrislyn and Bryce. I love y'all. Congratulations, nephew. You did it. It's a major milestone to get the fuck up out of high school. Fuck. To have to go through 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. What is this? Wait, I didn't sign up for this. I just had to go through 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th, and 8th. What do you mean there's a 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th? The fuck? What you mean 8 classes? What is this? I just want to be free. Shout out to my nephew. You did that. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud for you. May you continue to persevere and be resilient. May you enter into permanent overflow. Your auntie got you. Your auntie got you because I love you and I know you love me. Take care, everybody. And shout out to everybody else who's graduating and persevering. I know it was rough, but you did that. You did that thing. Until we speak again. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer, my God, my rock, in whom I take refuge, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. Blessed be the name of the Most High God. And Yah. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me.
I return to sender all spell work, voodoo, black magic, and witchcraft, all mirror magic, all death spells, candle magic, all of the fuckery you batshit crazy witches and practitioners do. And it has 100-fold effect in your bosom immediately, with no fucks given for the outcome. My listening audience is divinely protected, and so am I. Till we speak again, brothers and sisters, warriors, mount up.